2015, around 5 million students in Canada switched schools who are in grade 1 to 12. These students have suffered a lot from various things, which are both mental, from their academical stance, and physically. Us as a community, knowing that this is happening, we should try our efforts to stop this from happening. Just like how Arnold Spear Jr. was affected by all these things in the story The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. Cool. Whenever a student transfers into a new school and does not know the environment or anyone there, it could affect them mentally. When a student is forced to leave their home and all of their friends that they have made countless memories with, and is in a new environment with people they have never seen before, it can hurt them mentally. They do not know how they should act to fit into a class, which would cause a lot of stress for the students since they are feeling isolated. If the student is not able to make friends in a few days that they're transferring, most likely not many people will come up and talk to them, as the student will be feeling much more isolated after that. Not being able to make any friends as a student can make their academics worse, and they will become a lot less social in the future. How would you like it if the people around you have just moved in and they have no friends because they're feeling awkward about it? Then as a group, we should all take actions and talk to new students and make them feel welcome, since you most likely would not like to be alone and put in the same situation as them. So why would they? Now, the exact same scenario happened to Arnold when he transferred schools to Welpinit to Rudderton High School and was labeled a traitor for leaving his tribe and best friend Rowdy. He also had a hard time fitting in, since one of the first things he did at school was punch a kid in the face. Also, whenever a new student goes to a new school, they could face a lot of challenges academically, which they have never faced before. Just like I said, not being able to fit into the class environment can affect your marks since you're feeling isolated. However, there are many more factors that can affect you academically as well. According to studies, the curriculum from one school can vary from another. For example, when I was in grade 7, half the school we did history and the other half we did geography. However, in my first school, we did history for the first half. But then after a while, halfway through the year, I moved, and the other class I was in was doing history second. So for the full year, I was doing history, and although I had a great lead on history and I aced all the tests, I knew nothing about geography, which affected me quite a bit in the class. Also, teachers change their teaching style to fit classes, and with a new student, they are first to change their teaching style, since all the kids learn differently. Also, when a new child arrives, they may be ahead or behind the class, which will put them at a disadvantage, since either they are learning the same stuff, or they are behind on some of the material. Also, in the 1990s, the American Medical Association made a study of 10,000 students, and they concluded that children who move are 35% more likely to fail a grade. It can also put a student 6 months academically behind. For these reasons, we should make a special class for the new students to take them and make them caught up with everything, so that they do not fall behind in studies. As for Arnold, he already knew everything in his class, so he mostly spent all of his time in the library reading new books, because that was the only way that he could learn with his friend Gordy. This was very inefficient for him because he was basically wasting all of his class and time, and there was really no point for school at him. Also, the students may face challenges that involve their physical strength of their body. First of all, students that transfer to a new school may not fit in and get bullied by the other students, since they are not like them and do not fit in. Due to them getting bullied, the students tend to lose focus and confidence in school, which affects them both mentally and academically. Bullying has been a huge thing for years now, and we should all help as much as possible to make sure students do not suffer from type of bullying at all. If you wouldn't want that to happen to you, why would other people want it to happen to them? Also, the students may face challenges that involve their physical strength of their body. First of all, students that transfer to a new school may not fit in and get bullied by the other students, since they are not like them and do not fit in. Due to them getting bullied, the students tend to lose focus and confidence in school, which affects them both mentally and academically. Bullying has been a huge thing for years now, and we should all help as much as possible to make sure students do not suffer from type of bullying at all. If you wouldn't want that to happen to you, why would other people want it to happen to them? Also, the students may face challenges that involve their physical strength of their body. First of all, students that transfer to a new school may not fit in and get bullied by the other students, since they are not like them and do not fit in. Due to them getting bullied, the students tend to lose focus and confidence in school, which affects them both mentally and academically. Bullying has been a huge thing for years now, and we should all help as much as possible to make sure students do not suffer from type of bullying at all. If you wouldn't want that to happen to you, why would other people want it to happen to them? Also, another way that students can suffer from sort of physical disabilities and is forced to partake in activities in the gym, which they cannot do and will end up hurt. When you immediately switch schools, teacher may not know that you have a disability, and they may make you do some physical exercises which your body cannot endure. Many new students may not be able to tell the teacher and just withstand it, and it will come back to haunt them afterwards. As for Arnold, after he left Will Point, he was shunned by his whole tribe, and his best friend stopped talking to him. And also, in the basketball game between both of them, both schools, he was hit in the head by his best friend Rowdy, and he got a violent concussion from it. There are many more impacts of students switching schools than just affecting them mentally, academically, and physically. I am not saying that students should not be able to transfer schools, but parents and teachers and other students should be aware of how hard it's going to be for them, and should help them in any way possible. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.